Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You are listening to a commentary track for the 1964 Haru Basho, Day 9. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that below, and accessed with a $9 monthly membership. Day 1 is complimentary. Everybody has access. Days 2 through 15 are locked behind a membership wall. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'll click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same and we'll be in sync for the day's action. And without any further ado, I will begin the countdown and get us started. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianufuji, Archive. Alright, well, coming into day 9, we're down another Dikishi with Kata Onami's withdrawal, adding to Kotozakura's absence, so we'll be taking the top division schedule down from 20 matches to 19. Starting off, we have Tamanoshima against Kane no Hana. No Juryo guest today. The need for that has been eliminated. It's the first time meeting between these two. And pushing in from a lower angle is Kane no Hana, but he's a little too low. Tamanoshima jumps to the side with that outside left on the belt, tosses down Kane no Hana, Watenage. So Tamanoshima picks up a win. So he represents his Kata Onami stable well, in spite of the absence of his senior stablemate, Tama Arashi, out with injury. Udagawa, the young grappler from Miyagino stable, is up against Wakatenryu, the junior Hanakago stable member. In low with the middle grip with the left is Wakatenryu. Fishing inside with the right into the armpit. Udagawa wants that outside left but isn't getting a lot of luck here. Dropping in low and really lifting on the middle of belt is Wakatenryu and tosses out Udagawa Yorikiri. So Wakatenryu, very good placement. Came in very low and just kept pushing from down low. Strong lower body, strong back. Beats Udagawa for the first time in 4 attempts. So good for Wakatenryu. Now it's Asasegawa Shinyumaku up against Sawa Hikari. It's their first time meeting. Sawa Hikari is in pretty good form this basho. And pushing at the chest is Sawa Hikari, standing his ground as Asasegawa, but Sawa Hikari cuts in with the left. Asasegawa's trying to push out that arm guard himself a bit here, but Sawa Hikari is hooked onto the outside right. Asasegawa is yet to find any purchase on the belt, so Sawa Hikari seems to be in a bit better of a position here. Sawa Hikari keeping his torso extended. He's in deep with that outside right. Asasegawa is just trying to drive forward with what he's got. Shoves in big, tries to scoop with the inside left, but no go. Sawa Hikari's fishing for that inside left of his own. Now pulling back a bit here with Sawa Hikari. He's hanging on tight with the outside right. Asasegawa is driving in, trying to lift the body, drive out. Sawa Hikari is still fishing to secure an inside left on the belt. But Asasegawa just swings him away with that inside left of his own. Doing well enough to protect himself here. Keeps moving forward as Asasegawa, and Sawa Hikari runs out of room, so Asasegawa emerges victorious in his first meeting with a very in-form Sawa Hikari. So he moves to his 4th win, coming a little closer to even in terms of his own record for the basho. Sawa Hikari drops to 6-3. Oh, Asasegawa. That was a pretty good effort. Now it's Aono Sato, Sawa Hikari's senior stablemate, up against Dewa Nishiki, the most senior Dikishi really in this whole division in terms of years spent. Inside deep with the right is Aono Sato. Morozashi with the inside left, inside right for Aono Sato. Finishes Dewa Nishiki Yorikiri relatively quickly. So Dewa Nishiki, not too much to say there. Aono Sato moves to 6-3 even with his stablemate Sawa Hikari. So Ano Sato looking pretty solid. His belt fighting is really in great form this basho. Now it's Waka Naruto from the Kasugano stable up against Wakanami from the Tatsunami stable. It's a 3-1 head-to-head in Waka Naruto's favor. Blasting in is Waka Naruto cutting in with the left, but he takes that outside. Now he's locking up on the inside left of Wakanami and crushes him out to Yori Taoshi. Well, that was a little dicey there. Wakanami cut inside with the left there early on. Got a strong grip. Waka Naruto really couldn't shake despite his arm-barring attempts, but after a bit of spinning around, he found himself pressing out Wakanami, and there you have it. Waka Naruto moves to 5-4. Not too bad. Ogi no Hana on 7-1 has the best score amongst Dewa no Umi Dikishi in this basho so far, is up against Maedagawa. And a strong push from Maedagawa finishes Ogi no Hana. Well, now it's a 3-1 head-to-head in Maedagawa's favor after this fourth meeting. Ogi no Hana, to his credit, doesn't try to sidestep the charge, even though Maedagawa is a notorious pusher. But it doesn't really avail to a win, certainly. Maedagawa just keeps trucking ahead. Picks up his 6th win, looking pretty good. Fusanishiki, pusher himself, is up against Amatsukaze, who's 1 loss away from Makekoshi. And he hits the mark to Fusanishiki, leaving Amatsukaze with little to do in reply. He's shoved out to his 8th loss, and that's a losing record. He'll be moving down the Banzuke. Fusanishiki, meanwhile, gets his 4th win in 9 days. He's hanging on. And now it's a 6-3 record in the Wakamatsu Oshi specialist's favor. Wakamatsu, of course, being the stable Fusanishiki is from. Tsurugamine is up against Hagurogawa. It's a 7-6 head-to-head in Tsurugamine's favor, so slight edge to the Izutsu grappler. Let's see if he can get another double inside stance today. And he does just that. He's deep with the right, he's hooked onto the belt, and that left is searching for it. He keeps driving forward and finishes Hagurogawa Yorikiri. So Tsurugamine very much in the zone. This basho moves to his 7th win, only 1 more from a winning record, putting his Makekoshi and Hatsu behind him. Hagurogawa, a Tsuri specialist, so when he is not inside, there's puts him in a pretty big disadvantage. Well played by Tsurugamine. Now it's Toyokuni up against Kainoyama. It's a 5-3 head-to-head in Kainoyama's favor. And they didn't quite sync up on the tachiai there. Kainoyama seemed a little more eager than Toyokuni. Interesting considering their inverse score. Toyokuni's looking pretty good so far in this basho on the whole. Well, in lower is Kainoyama blasting and trying to get inside with the left, but Toyokuni repels, pushes, and is unfortunately slipped at the very edge by Kainoyama, stumbling out to a 4th loss. And Kainoyama letting Toyokuni slip past him in order to pick up his 4th win. So a hard charge from Kainoyama, but keeps his wits about him and pulls away at the correct moment. Well played. Haguroyama, struggling a bit here, is up against Iwakaze, doing marginally better. It's a 14-9 head-to-head in Haguroyama's favor. And he jumps the gun here on the tachiai. Iwakaze is not too fussed. They'll try again. Haguroyama a little further back from the line. And they couldn't sync it up that time either. 3rd time's the charm. Here we go. In low is Iwakaze trying to raise up the body via the pits. Is Haguroyama, but no luck. Iwakaze trying to get inside on that belt. Haguroyama pushing downward, and that'll do it. Tsukiotoshi thrust down. Pushing on the blades of Iwakaze's shoulder. sending him face first into the dirt. So now they're even. Coming out of day 9, they were both at 3-6. Just a couple losses away from a losing record. But Hagoroyama looked very much in form today. Not in his top shape of his career, certainly, but well, maybe he will pick up a winning record. We shall see. Well, since it is halftime, we got the Shinpan shuffling in the next set of ringside judges. All Dikishi of the past. Wish I recognized all of them. But not all of them were exactly Ozeki and Yokozuna during their career, you know? In any event, up next, we've got Wakahaguro. He's already got his Makekoshi, yet to pick up a win, and he's up against Fujinishiki, who is in the exact same position. So somebody here has to stop the trend. Somebody's got to turn a corner. Let's see who it's going to be between these two pushers. Wakahaguro receives Fujinishiki's charge, tries to get his own going, but Fujinishiki seems a little more determined, and he comes out ahead. So, some very sort of light-looking pushing. Certainly not a violent clash, I would say. But Fujinishiki, he gets a much-needed win. Wakahaguro, still in a pretty desperate situation. Well, Wakachichibu is here for the next round of lossless jousting, or winless jousting, I should say, up against Tsune Nishiki. Both of them are 8 losses straight. So who's going to break away? Well, they meet in the middle, a bit of fighting for position, Mai Sabaki, and then inside with the left, outside with the right is Tsune Nishiki. So he's in decent stance here. Wakachichibu's just leaning on him a bit here, but he's deep inside with the left. He can make that work. Oh yeah, look at all that patchwork and taping on Tsune Nishiki here. Tries to lift Wakachichibu and then throw. A pretty bold maneuver, all things considered, but it doesn't come off, and it seemed he didn't have any more gas left in the tank after that. Wakachichibu just walks him out. Finally gets a win after 9 days of action. Let's see if he can build on that. Tsune Nishiki falls to a 9th straight loss, so you wonder if they'll pair up Wakahaguro and Tsune Nishiki tomorrow. Get another winless Dikishi out of the bottomless pit. Well, here's Kitano Fuji, Shin Komosubi, up against Wakamiyama. They're both 3 wins. And it's a 3-1 head-to-head in Wakamiyama's favor. Shoving in at the chest, thrusting away is Kitano Fuji, but Wakamiyama catches that arm, tries to move in himself. Kitano Fuji nearly falls to his knees as he shoves into the chest, but he moves inside left, outside right. Same for Wakamiyama. It's Yotsuzuma, all 4 hands on. Though I wonder if Kitano Fuji's been able to protect the outside left of his belt. It looks like it. I think I saw Wakamiyama's arm sag down. So Kitano Fuji's in a superior position. Inside left is his preferred stance. Well, this is it. If Kitano Fuji's going to win this match, this is the position he can do it from. Really exploded into Wakamiyama earlier in this bout. But now he's being a bit more patient. Well, you saw a moment ago, his knees nearly folded under him. Goes to show that Wakamiyama is really a wall of flesh, you know? Big, heavy guy. Kitano Fuji's leaning in, extending his torso, keeping his belt protected. It looks like from this angle, Wakamiyama has gotten that outside right, so things have evened up in terms of the stance. Kitano Fuji pulls back. Looked like it was an attempt at a throw, but in the end, he just pulls Wakamiyama right on top of him. Looked like a Yori Taoshi or a Abise Taoshi. Just a crush down there by Wakamiyama. Well, you can see how maybe Kitano Fuji has had a hard time with him in the past. Now the head-to-head has moved to 4-1 in Wakamiyama's favor. He moves to his 4th win in 9 days. Here, Magashira 2. So maybe, just maybe, he can make a Kachikoshi and move into a Komosubi slot, perhaps soon to be vacated by today's rival Kitano Fuji. Well, our first Ozeki match is Tochi Hikari 4-4 after 8 days up against Kaidyu Yama from the Ise Gahama stable. It's a 10-3 head-to-head in the Ozeki's favor. He comes in low. Kairyu, good drive forward here. He tries for that shallow grip on the left. It looks like he's got it. Tochi Hikari's got an inside right of his own. Wants the outside left, but no dice. Inside deep now with the right is Kairyu. Well, he's in the driver's seat. He's driving in now, and he finishes Tochi Hikari, dropping his hips and winning by Yorikiri. So Kairyu really upsetting some top rankers this time out. Moves to 4-5, or salvaging his record this boss show. And who else moves to 4-5 is Tochi Hikari, an Ozeki not in great form. Hopefully he doesn't put himself in Kadoban. All the Ozeki in the last boss show got a winning record. You know, you want to see that consistently from people at the second highest rank. Here's Daigo, an Ozeki hopeful for a long time, but just doesn't seem to be able to tie it up, get a run going proper, up against an Ozeki in a very good form, Kitabayama from the Tokitsukaze stable. He's 8 straight, he's already got his Kachikoshi, he's one of our co-leaders coming into day 9. There's three Dikishi with no losses. 2 of them are Yokozuna, and one of them is Kitabayama, who is ready to go, but Daigo doesn't meet him at the Tachiai. They're going to have to try to sync up again. The head-to-head is 19-10 in Kitabayama's favor, so good odds for the Ozeki to keep the run going. And charging across the line is Kitabayama, cutting in with the left. He's secured that grip and trying to swing out via arm lock is Daigo, but no luck. They're back in the middle now, and it looks like a Morozashi for the Ozeki, but Daigo keeps the arm lock going. Swings down Kitabayama Kotenage. So the Sekiwake stuck to the game plan formed earlier in the bout. Moves to his 6th win and gives the Tokitsukaze Ozeki his first loss. So one day after Yutakayama took his first loss, Kitabayama takes his first loss. So both the Tokitsukaze Ozeki are dropping off. Daigo, meanwhile, moves to his 6th win, so pretty solid. Already with 6 wins is Sadanoyama. He is up against Hirokawa. It's a 2-0 head-to-head in Sadanoyama's favor. The Ozekis have been looking pretty solid the last few days. Hard charge from Hirokawa, but catching the very middle of the belt is Sadanoyama. Dulling the charge from Hirokawa, so good catch from the Ozeki there. Saves himself. After the end of the drive, he just gets his own going, drops his hips, gets moving, and finishes Hirokawa Yorikiri. So Sadanoyama moves to his 7th win, 1 more for his Kachikoshi. The cat sees some birds there. All right. Well, our first Yokozuna match today features Shinsekiwake Kiyokuni up against Yokozuna Kashiwado. Been at the rank for a few years. He has 8 straight wins coming into today. One of our 2 co-leaders now after Kitabayama has dropped a point behind. It's a first-time meeting between these two. And a low charge from Kiyokuni, but he's righted up pretty quickly. Kashiwado is inside with the right. A little spin there from Kiyokuni to try to throw off the Yokozuna's balance, but no win there. Kashiwado drives his right inside. He's Morozashi now trying to lift up the Sekiwake. He does just that, drives in, and while Kiyokuni catches himself at the edge with his toes and tries for a desperate pivot, it looks to me like the Yokozuna was successful in crushing him out. Kind of a hard fall there for Kashiwado. A little slow to rise, but he's walking back. Well, geez. The glass cannon may already have broken here. We'll see what happens. In any event, Kashiwado maintains the winning streak. Moves to 9 straight. So he remains a leader in this race. Hopefully he can shake off the impact from today. Decent effort from Kiyokuni. But this first time meeting goes to Kashiwado. Now it's Taiho Let's see if he can keep pace with fellow Yokozuna Kashiwado. They were both promoted at the same time back in 61. They're sort of joined at the hip in a sense. Well, here is Yutakayama. Now with Kitabayama's loss, if he can win against Taiho today and stay with his stablemate, but the odds are not with him here. It's a 11-1 head-to-head in Taiho's favor. He is in very good form. Yutakayama's got quite the uphill battle ahead of him. He had put up a really good effort in the last spot, so let's see if he can repeat that here. Driving in hard as Yutakayama gets in deep with the left, but Taiho has the same. Now it's a standstill here in the middle. Taiho drives in and overwhelms the Ozeki, crushing out Yutakayama Yoritaoshi. So Taiho, he's got power and then some. Puts the Ozeki on the back foot pretty quickly. I would say he won the Tachiai there, and while Yutakayama did well to hold on, it wasn't quite the Herculean effort, the marathon that their last encounter was. I think Taiho didn't want to have to wait around super long for his win, and so got aggressive at the first opportunity. Taiho stays in the lead. Tochi no Umi, not really a factor in the Yusho race, but certainly with an important mission to get a winning record in his first Yokozuna outing, is up against Myobudani, the senior Dikishi for Miyagino stable this time out. It's a 10-3 head-to-head in the Yokozuna's favor. Shooting across the line like a bullet is Tochi no Umi and drives Myobudani to the edge and out. Yorikiri. What a speedy Tachiai from the Yokozuna. Myobudani just didn't really have any time to react at all. I mean, how about that? Tochi no Umi, he demonstrates how it is that he's gone to this highest of ranks in spite of his, his stature, let's say. Picks up his 6th win, so just a couple more for Kachikoshi. Should take some pressure off. Well, plenty of exciting top division action today. Thank you for joining me.